Did you know that 85% of Govtech opportunities come from networking?
If you're looking to break into Govtech, who you know might be just as important as what you know.
The first thing I want to talk about is the power of positioning. Meaning, when we talk about who you know instead of what you know, or is as important as what you know, what I mean is you have to intentionally keep positioning yourself in ways that gives you better opportunities, that give
Leverage.
you more leverage and more exposure. And I want to start with one of our students.
Yes, let's make this a case study.
Yeah. So he was a cop and he wanted to transition. And because he put himself out there so much on LinkedIn, producing content, making sure people know what he's up to, what that created is a network effect where people got attracted to him. So networking is not only about going to network events and go to people. You can create a situation where people
to you.
Exactly. And that's the power of positioning. You position yourself where the conversation is happening around you. I think this is the biggest and most powerful thing in networking. People kind of underplay or don't know how to do and don't realize how much and how impactful it is.
Or don't even attempt, because we've told people about this, but most people feel shy. They're like, I'm not a social media person.
Exactly. And it's also the power of quality over quantity. Because again, if we go back to this case study, you're going to see that he doesn't have many followers, not a lot. He doesn't have many connections, about 1,000, which is, by all measures, pretty small. But the quality of the people he was able to attract to his network is what's important.
Yeah, the conversation he's driving to his account. And think about it, like if you're interviewing somebody and that person has spent the last year, the last 6 months documenting what he's learning, what he's struggling with, and one of the people that are going to be, let's say, in an interview panel, or like one of the team members that will interview him, they're going to Google you, right?
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
They're going to go in your LinkedIn. So what if you lay some stuff there so that they can learn more about you, what you've been up to, your struggles?
Yeah.
That way, they're going to know more about you than what they could learn during that 30-minute or 45-minute interview.
Exactly. And if you are in it for the networking, for the impact of networking, you don't need 5,000 or 500,000 followers or contacts. You need the right amount, creating and generating the right type of conversation to actually get your result. In his case, the result he was looking for was a job. You see? So going to networking events, going to government networking events is important. Even when you get there as well, it's also about quality over quantity. It's also about how you make sure...
How you keep those conversations going.
Exactly.
Too, which, by the way, I'm not good at.
Yeah, me neither, and I could be better. It's about making those very few important and valuable connections, and not only adding value to them, but entertaining those connections, checking in on those connections. Make sure not only you keep up with those connections, but you keep trying to see how you can add value to that person's network.
Yeah.
And Recruiter Cousin is great at doing that.
I'd like to be like her.
Yes, she would.
Can you come train us?
She would reach out to me. We talked about something I needed or something she helped me like 3 months ago. And then randomly she DMs me and she's like, hey, that thing we talked about, or I recommended you, or we did together, is it working? What can I do to help? How is it going? How is your business going? it's so intentional and genuine. And this is what's important. It's not the volume of people in your network, is how impactful it is.
And going back to doing in public, we've talked about learning in public, but doing in public. Let's say you do get hired for a job in a Govtech space, and you have 5 recruiters in your network. You could take that job and not say anything and just update your LinkedIn when you're ready to move on. Or you could make a post saying, "Hi, I was just onboarded at NASA, and I'll be doing this and this and this, and I'll be working with a group of talented engineers." And those 5 recruiters know that you were in NASA during this period working with XYZ. The next time they're looking for somebody that knows about satellites, about that little piece of the tech space, guess who they're going to contact first?
Yeah.
You, because you spoke about this. You kept the conversation going.
Yep.
And a lot of us we don't do it. We only think about LinkedIn and these tools when we're ready to bounce.
And also, we think about networking like it's only limited to going to events.
Yeah.
And swapping out cards.
Yeah.
Which is not always the case. Great networking is important to break into Govtech, and the way you do it is by positioning yourself in a place where you create conversation around you.
Where you give back.
Giving back, being very intentional about the connection you have, knowing that quality is better than quantity.